Behind the bag, it gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Jeter ends his final game with a walk-off single.
Here's the drive to left. That one is long gone.
Welcome to the Long Gone Podcast. With me as always, S-Man.
What up?
T-Pott.
How's it going, man?
What's up, man? That had to have been a sitcom.
Close. It was close to a sitcom. It's our favorite singers that Gemma likes, those Sharp family singers. That's their original song that just came out, Home in Every Heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, came out on
Home in
July
Every
24th. Yep. So it does kind of sound like an 80s sitcom theme song, though, doesn't it?
It does. Sounds just like an 80s sitcom.
Yeah. Apparently the music video comes out this coming Friday at 3 o'clock. 2 Central.
Leader of the families, Gary Busey.
Gary Busey is leading the charge right there.
That dude looks so much. The dad looks so much like Gary Busey.
I can't unsee it now. I can't.
He does.
Ever since you said that, I'll see him in the videos. I'm like, man, looks like Gary Busey. But super cool. Gemma always asks me who my favorite Sharp family singer is, and because she has a crush on the twins. I'm like, Ron Sharp, man, that's my favorite one. You guys like
Who's Ron?
You guys like the dad?
Guy
that looks like the guy that looks like Gary Busey.
Yeah. The mom's pretty hot. I don't know how Gary Busey scored her, but
Man, well, gotta be those pipes, right? Man, or his personality. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, or the personality. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. He was in Les Mis.
Was he really? Wow.
Yeah, on Broadway.
You know the history of the Gary Busey dad?
Yeah, I do. I know way more about the Sharp family singers than I probably should. With a kid that likes them so much. In fact, I'll be going to one of their concerts in October.
Oh
there you go.
no!
Yep, I am.
Oh, you're all in. Holy
I'm all
fuck,
in.
dude! You are
I'm
all in. Wow. Okay.
My daughter and I will be making the drive to Indiana.
Holy shit! Is that where it's at?
Yeah. It's the closest one we can find. So it'll be about a 4
you're
4.5 hour drive.
For the Sharp family.
Yeah.
So these people do like shows.
They do.
Like tours and stuff. So they're like the Brady Bunch family, like when they were going on there. They're real,
they like to pattern themselves as a modern version of the Partridge Family. So, they got the
that's a
parents
good
there, and the kids. They just don't have a cool multicolored bus.
Right. Yet.
Yeah, give it time, right? Yeah.
Speaking of speaking of buses and away games and home games and traveling in general, the Philadelphia Phillies are basically, I think I can see them overtaking the Braves for the NL East.
All aboard! Yeah, they've won 9 out of 10. They've trimmed the gap to 3. Meanwhile, the Braves have lost 7 out of 10. And this is I think the Phillies have the momentum here, and they got that on their side, and I think it's they can make this push here in the last 5 weeks or so of the season and overtake the Braves. Should be good.
Well, I mean, the reason why I would take the Phillies, not just for how great they've been playing, but Atlanta has a history of. I mean, this Atlanta version has a history of injuries the last 4 years. So the Phillies, and I mean, they haven't been always healthy, but they've been a lot more healthier than Atlanta. I mean, I'm just waiting for Ronald Acuna to trip down the stairs like Casey Mize did for the San Diego Padres.
Dude,
that was. Did you see that? What?
I did. I think I
new
sent
team,
you
a
reel of it. Yep, new team, same Mize. Injures himself walking down the steps of the dugout.
I mean, there's just some guys who just don't have the bodies.
Yep.
I mean, that goes in every sport, and Casey Mize is one of them guys. I mean, we fear Ronald Acuna's like that, too, with the Braves. We know Ozzie Albies has been like that in the past for the Braves, Austin Riley in the past. So it's going to be interesting to see what these guys do. I mean, right now, I think the Phillies are going to overtake the Braves just because the injuries, I just have a feeling when it comes down to it, it's the healthiest team goes.
Yep. And I mean, looking at the schedules, the Braves open up a series this week with the Dodgers. And meanwhile, the Phillies go and play Seattle.
Right.
So,
Right.
schedule is kind of, favoring the Phillies, at least, right now. So, it'd be fun to see how many head-to-head matchups these two have down the stretch, just to see what happens there. But yeah, momentum's definitely on the side of the Phillies. Health is definitely on the side of the Phillies. And if they can overtake it, can we say Don Mattingly, NL Manager of the Year, taking over a team, partially through the season and leading a turnaround like this would be fucking impressive, Yeah.
Incredibly impressive. But you and I have always gave props to Don Mattingly. We always said he was a good manager, but every time he left, the team would win, right? But he'd always do just enough. I mean, as a player and as a manager.
Yep.
I just want this. I think I want this guy to win a World Series like very badly, because I feel like that would just solidify him. I think that's what's holding him back in the Hall of Fame is just getting a World Series, right? I mean, I think if he can get it as a manager, I think is somehow, some way he should get in. And the fact that, like you just mentioned, I mean, he took over for Rob Thompson, near the start of the season, and he just. I don't know. The team just played better with him. And, I mean, I got to give it to Schwarbs. I think Schwarber is just a powerhouse. I mean, he's at probably at his apex in his career right now where, he is just the star power that they need to push through. Bryce is on the backside of his career. So he's going to give you solid effort, but he's not going to give you MVP numbers. And the pitching, we know the pitching. Pitching's always been good for Phillies the last 5 years.
Yep. Yeah, everyone's playing well. Zach Wheeler doing his thing.
Yep,
Aaron
Christopher
Nola,
Sanchez.
Aaron Nola still, near the bottom of the rotation, but still can put up good numbers. Christopher Sanchez, like you said, really good. But yeah, I mean, Phillies, I'm giving them the advantage right now. Just
I am
like
too.
you said earlier, the Braves and their injury, all the time it seems like something happens with one of their players. Like you said, Ozzie Albies hasn't really been injured this year, but we probably just jinxed it. He's going to injure himself this week, and and
it'll be something stupid too, like he tripped in the parking lot.
God,
it'll be something fucking ridiculous.
Slipped in the shower. Yeah.
I mean, this is a good Braves team. Don't get me wrong.
It is.
But they're just. I don't think. I think health wise, they haven't been known to be the top. I mean, Matt Olson can only carry that team so far, So that's an interesting one. Came out today. Dana Brown is out as GM of the Astros.
I will
remember you, Dana Brown.
Thanks for the memories, Dana Brown.
355 wins, 319 losses. Not a horrible GM track record, but when you're the Astros and the standard is winning, right?
Yep.
I mean, anything less is good. I mean, by season, let's see, they're 65 and 66, so just under 500. Last year, they didn't make the postseason in a long while. Since the first time in a long while. 2024, they were 88 and 74 and won the AL West. And they reached the ALCS in 23 at a 1972 and won the AL West. That's part of those good teams. You've seen a regression in this franchise, and I think it was time for them to move on. That's a hard thing teams go through in the transition from being a contender. And remember, he took over because their former GM was part of the scandal, all the cheating stuff. So Dana Brown was kind of the rebound guy. Relationships have the rebound. Well, he was the rebound.
He's the rebound GM. And,
yes.
Yeah.
I 100% believe that.
Yeah, I agree. I think reading a little bit more, Jim Crane is more of a hands-on owner, so I think
very much
he stepped in on some of the trade ideas that Brown had, and they kind of butted heads on that. And I think it's just considering the track record here, the team's been struggling, especially this season. I think it's time for a change. Could we see the Giants have Buster Posey? Could we see a Jeff Bagwell step into a role here with the Astros? That's just thinking outside the box. What about that? Is like
Boy,
a GM role?
that'd be interesting. I mean, yeah. Is Jeff Bagwell even in consideration?
Who knows? I'm just throwing it out there.
Steve's just throwing out rumors. I love it. Yeah, it's fake rumors.
Craig
you know what? I heard also.
Yeah.
Craig Biggio's the assistant general manager.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love it. Let's start rumors. Let's fucking do it.
See if it sticks. Just throw that cheese at the wall. See if it sticks, especially if it's processed.
Yeah. Hey, stick. You know what I would love? I would love for the Tigers to fire AJ Hinch and the Astros. Just go on back to the Astros. Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Go back to that. Go back to them.
Why don't you go back to the Astros, all right?
Yeah, just to go do that.
I mean, AJ Hinch feels like he's been here forever now, right? He's been here 5-6 seasons.
Well, I mean,
sub 500 anyway.
Must be an easy team to manage when a computer's doing it, right? I mean, you just got to kick your feet up. That's all you got to do. Kick your feet up and then never give accountability to the players. Always put it on the I don't know. If you notice, that's his fallback is like, it's just weird. I don't know. It's just, baseball, this is the way baseball goes. Sometimes you own it, sometimes you don't. Yeah. Instead of putting accountability on having the worst bullpen in probably Major League history.
28
But let's not blame the players. Get the fuck out of here, AJ.
Yeah. Well, it's because he's a player's manager. He's not going to talk crap about the As opposed to if you had Jim Leland in front of the mic, be like, this team's playing like crap. What are we going to say? Holton sucks. I put in. I'm trying to put people in here, but guess what? They all suck. Kenley Jansen. I don't even know why he's still fucking playing baseball.
Yeah, no accountability from the player's perspective. And you're right. I don't, the player's manager, that works in some cases when you have a team that has really good veterans leading the staff. I mean, it worked if you had Miggy still on the team and he was producing, or if you had, I mean, Verlander, he's kind of coming back from years gone, so it's really hard, but you really don't have that voice. You have a lot of young players, and Hinch being the voice, he's just going to be a player's coach, and that's all he's been. And the computer runs the team, so fuck it.
Exactly. Yeah, kick him to the curb. But we know that's not going to happen. Him and Scott Harris are joined at the hip. The only way that one is gone is if Chris Ilitch wakes up from his stupor that he's in, decides to fire them both.
But he won't.
One can't exist without the other. He's not going to do that. No.
Chris Ilitch is already fucking up the Red Wings. He's too busy doing that.
I was going to say, same thing with, what are we, a month or so, a couple weeks out of training camp for hockey, and the Red Wings still don't even have a fucking GM,
Yeah. Did you hear why Yzerman quit?
No.
So Yzerman, so our baseball listeners, Steve Yzerman, one of the greatest hockey players to ever live, especially in the Detroit Red Wings franchise. He was the GM, was really bad. I mean, I'm okay that he stepped down because, whatever. But essentially, he stepped down because Chris Ilitch wanted a analytical GM, and Steve Yzerman goes, "What does that mean? What do you mean analytics in hockey? What do you mean?" And he just had that look like,
"Oh God!"
He goes, "I don't know. I don't know what you want. I don't know if I can." He wasn't going to try to fake being an analytical GM, because analytics are in every sport. But I think. That we have to have a whole show one day on just how fucking fugazi fucking analytics are. You can make anybody look good with any stat, with any stat mixture. But anyways, Steve Yzerman steps down. Chris Ilitch was like, "Oh, I didn't expect that so soon." So now Chris Ilitch is like, "How do you hire a manager, or how do you hire?" Oh
my God! So that's why he's reached out to an outside firm to do it for him, because he doesn't know fucking how to do it.
Yep. But you remember what he did with the Tigers? He did the same exact thing. He leaned on AJ Hinch, right? Yep. And he had outside help to pick Scott Harris. And then he was just like, "Okay, I don't want to handle any of this. It's all yours now." You've seen how he was like running from the press conference. He doesn't want to handle that. He's a money guy. He is not a sports guy in terms of thinking and knowing sports. He's definitely not his old man. So
no. Maybe
it's funny. This wasn't even on our rundown, and we're talking Tigers just because we're so pissed off at the Tigers.
Maybe he needs to get to his old man stage, like he needs to get to the twilight of his life. Because that's the only time that Mike Ilitch realized that he needed to start spending was he was getting into his twilight years and realized he had nothing to show for it with the Tigers. Yeah. It's like, oh shit, I guess I better start spending here. Because remember, the Red Wings were his baby. he would give everything
Yes.
to the Red Wings. And then the Tigers are like the wicked stepchild until he finally decided, I guess I better, after all this losing, start spending some money here. Because people always forget that. They're like, why can't Chris Ilitch be like his dad? Do you not realize that? Did you watch the 1990 Tiger teams? Those teams sucked.
Were horrible. They were so
early
bad.
2000s. Terrible, and then it took losing 119 games for him to wake up and say, oh shit, I better start putting some money into this,
Yep. Yeah, especially when, well, no, you're exactly right. I think they saw what the city was going to bring to Detroit. They were going to give him a new, Comerica Park and it was like, yeah, maybe I should put some money into this team, and that, I don't know. I mean, Ilitch turned it around, but you're right. A lot of people forget that it wasn't he was always like that. He was always kind of a cheap bastard. And then, it took 117 losses to be like, oh, in a new stadium where you're like, okay, let's maybe do something a little different.
Yeah.
and
Built this
maybe
new
get the right
stadium,
people in
can't
this.
keep losing. Yeah, exactly. So then he hired Dave Dombrowski and, put the right people in place and then spent some money because he realized, well, shit, I can't keep nickel and diming the Tigers here anymore. And,
Right.
And finally showed some passion for it like he did, for the Red Wings. And I think, Chris Ilitch, he doesn't, look for it like it's, a passion. He just thinks of it as a business investment here, as long as he continues to make money off of it,
Right.
he's going to, keep doing what he's doing,
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Another thing, too. Why have a vested interest when you were handed everything and never earned it? And I don't.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not saying he's never earned anything in his life, but let's call it what it is. You were the heir apparent to your father. Your father handed you a business. Yes, I mean, I'm sure it takes a lot to run and keep it moving, but it's not like you built it from the ground up. So you don't know exactly the love that Detroit would probably have. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think for him, and I was looking at some of these TV deals that teams get and all that. I don't know. This new CBA is going to change so much. I hope it does because I want the players to get paid and continue to be paid, but I also don't want these fucking cheap owners to get off the hook either. Spending cheaply is just and going to analytics to me. And I feel like we need to have a show one day about. I think the reason why analytics was created, I think it's all fake. If I'm being 100% honest, and our listeners, Steve, will probably be like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about?" I'm telling you right now, I think analytics is fake, and the people who started it were the ones that didn't want to spend money because they're like, "Listen, we can't compete, so we're gonna create fucking analytics." Right.
Wow.
And then that way we can just like push forward this agenda. Like, well, we're going to do the analytical way, draft and develop, and then the analytical way because we're too cheap to spend money. I really think it's fugazi because you can get any numbers to make a player look good. And tell me right now, what team analytically won a World Series that didn't have stars attached to it? Like, no team. Every team has had stars. I can even think of the fucking Kansas City Royals in the 2010s. They had stars. I mean, they had stars and people like, well,
Eric Hosmer, they traded and
a
got
young Salvador Perez.
Yep. They traded for Johnny Cueto, made a big trade there. They signed free agents as, spent money on it, to go for that small window that they went for it. They used, some of their in-house people like a young Salvador Perez, but they also went out and signed, big money free agents and made big trades and got rid of some of their farm, God forbid, prospects. They traded some of their prospects at the trade deadline to get a Johnny Cueto or, get the extra help that they needed to get them over the hump. Yeah, no, you're right on the money. I can't think of a true, like a non, team that didn't have a superstar on their team and, that's won a World Series.
Yeah. And it's just, there's always some kind of a track record with, I mean, the Dodgers are never analytical. To me, you could say, oh, they play some analytics, but come on, stars are winning those games. When the Atlanta Braves won the short season World Series, they had stars on that team. We could keep going back, even the Giants of the late 2000s, early 2010s. Like, everybody had stars. And it's cool. I do think draft and develop is a big thing. But at the same time, I just don't think that analytics is like, I think that's fake. I think analytics are fake. I'm like, yeah, you can make, because the ones that, so when someone gives me someone like, well, look at the spin rate on his whatever, curveball or whatever of a pitcher. And he's good against left-handed pitchers doing that. But it's like, yeah, you can do that. You can match those stats up sometimes. But it's almost like an odds. It's like, well, 40% of the time he does this and 70% of the time he does this. I'm sorry. When I see my team playing fucking analytics and still losing games, to me, analytics is fake. It's completely fake. Like, then you are very much gambling, and it's just completely fake. And teams are just trying to be cheap, and that's the only reason analytics were made, in my opinion.
Man. Sounds like the Wizard of Oz, like the man behind the curtain.
You pull it back, and it's a monkey picking names out of a fucking hat.
I was going to say, just some cheap-ass owners back there trying to pick names out of a hat.
Yeah.
God.
They rip back the curtain. You're like, Bobby Higginson? And he's just picking up names and all fucking shaky.
Damian Easley?
What happened, bro? Davy Cruz? What are you doing back here?
Oh, my God. Oh, I can see it.
So I think, draft and develop is major, and kind of going into what we're talking about next with the Yankees youngsters. Yankees needed they're the ones that understand what it's like to spend money. And like we talked about last week's show a little bit, we talked about it, where they had an investment arm come in and give them like billions of dollars because they want to spend more money. They want to be able to, because they love draft and developing, and it's proved not to be very good for them in certain aspects, but in other aspects, it's been great. And you can tell they want to compliment their Aaron Judge. They want to compliment Spencer Jones and George Lombard Jr. and Cam Schlittler. Shittler. I don't know. They want to compliment these guys, but they're going to need to do it with money. So I'm intrigued because I think the way I look at the East right now when it comes to the Yankees, Steve, I can see them making a push. I mean, it's going to be very hard to catch the Tampa Bay Rays, but I feel like in this last month of baseball upon us, I feel like they can do it.
They do. They might. I mean, just like the Phillies and the Braves, the Yankees are 3 games out. They're comfortably in the wild card with a 9.5 game lead in the wild card spot. So they can really make that push and go for it. And I'm surprised with the play of George Lombard Jr. I mean, coming up, or like he said, he was pretty good in the minors, but I don't think he'd set the world on fire. The guy's been fantastic. It's crazy. Fit right in. Like said, Spencer Jones is doing really good, and then Shittler there is had a fantastic year again too. So it reminds me of that young core that they had before with Jeter and Posada and Pettit.
You're right.
That trio and Rivera. Four people that they brought up through the system, and they got another trio in these guys. And imagine when Aaron Judge comes back. I saw he's started taking swings off a tee, so he's he's starting to get back into form here.
Yeah,
so,
bro.
Tim Baber, fucking watch out. Here come the Yankees.
Yeah, I totally agree. But look how long they've tried to draft and develop. They've tried so hard. They tried Anthony Volpe, fail. Oswaldo Cabrera failed. Gleyber Torres fail. Who was the guy? Miguel Andujar fail.
Gary Sanchez failed.
Luis Severino, Gary Sanchez. Oh, yeah. Remember Gary Sanchez, his first year? They're like, oh, my God. We got the next fucking Pudge. We got the next Pudge. No.
Nope, you did not. No, you did not. Yeah. They've really tried, hard on the draft and develop, and occasionally they'll still swing for the fences and go for a Garrett Cole or a big free agent. It's just the Yankee way, but that's changed here in at least the last few years. I haven't think when they got Juan Soto, that was on a trade. It wasn't a free agent signing. I'm trying to think their last big free agent. They got Max Fried, but that wasn't for big bucks. But Garrett Cole, that was a huge contract. But they've done a lot of draft development. Now they're getting that influx of money. They can still draft and develop, and now they can get some free agents to go with it too. So.
And the Yankees will be spenders. They just historically they've always done that. Yeah.
Yep.
And I looked at so I'm looking at Spencer Jones. A lot of people thought, oh man, he's a bust. But you got to kind of look at his trajectory. And so I did some digging, and I
what the analytics say?
Well, yeah, right. And it's so funny because it's so funny you said that, because it is. It's like people are gonna be like, well, analytics say, he's gonna do this and this and this. I don't look at that. I'll look at comparisons. Right? Yeah. He's like 6'7". Aaron Judge is like 6'7". Okay, so they both were 3 years in their college. They both Spencer Jones went to the prestigious Vanderbilt, right? A great baseball school. Aaron Judge, Fresno State, not as good, but lifetime 329 Spencer Jones, Aaron Judge 346. Home runs within a 3-year span, pretty similar as well. You go to the minors, they both had a kind of similar trajectories up there. I mean, Aaron Judge and Spencer Jones both batted in the 270 to 279 range in the minor leagues, right? They're both huge. One's left-handed in Spencer Jones, one's right-handed in Aaron Jones. They both had a very similar minor league career. Here's where it gets interesting, though. The strikeout rates are oddly the same, right? I mean, there's like a 5% difference in them where there's a swing and miss profile of, say, somebody like Spencer Jones, who swung and missed a little bit more, but he played in more games where Aaron Judge didn't play in as many games, so his was a little bit down. And it says that analytics, he had better initial contract. Get the fuck out of here with that. I look at overall what they were able to do. Aaron Judge comes in the majors, slow start. Spencer Jones comes in into the majors, slow start. Judge turned it up, and now look at that. He might be one of the best Yankees at the end of his career of all time. Spencer Jones is turning it up. Steve, this could be the Twin Towers. That not Stanton and Judge. It could be Jones and Judge. I mean, that sounds
especially
good.
Speaking of Stanton, it looks like he might miss the rest of the season again after a groin pull or something, or
Who's
hamstring.
that?
So Stanton.
Stanton
looks
dude.
to be out for the rest of the year. So.
That dude got paid. And was done.
Yep. Just cashed out.
His career went like this. It's like he couldn't sign the side contract fast enough. Then,
yep. Seriously, dude. Yeah, I mean, they thought that Soto and Judge could have been the Twin Towers, but they missed out on Soto, and now you could definitely have a Judge and Jones, Twin Tower thing.
Well, and like you were just talking about with George Lombard, I thought that was. I thought George Lombard, like with him getting pulled up, I thought it was a little too soon, but I could be wrong. I mean, the dude's off to a hot start, so clearly he belongs in Major League Baseball. I was trying to find a comparison for him. Okay, I found a little one. I think this is way putting the cart before the horse, but there is a Derek Jeter comparison, right?
Okay.
But Derek Jeter played 463 games in the minors, where George Lombard played 250, right? So there's a major gap, but both of them are batting. George Lombard had like a 280 average, 308 average for Derek Jeter, but the pop in George Lombard's bat is significantly more. And then you look at the runs batted in. Obviously, Jeter batted in more runs, but if you would have gave the same amount of games to George Lombard, he actually would have had more runs batted in the minors. Now, I know that's different pitchers, different times. I totally get that, but their stolen bases are pretty similar too in the minors. The fact that he came up, what is he, 22 years old? Derek Jeter came up at 20. Very similar profiles in the early 20s. Listen, I don't think George Lombard's going to have the career Derek Jeter did, but I still think George Lombard, I think whoever bringing him up, I think they did a really good job. Like, I thought, you're pulling him up too soon. I don't know, man. The guy can handle big league at bats. So he's probably going to go into a slump. But when's the last time you've seen Jackson Holliday have this kind of surge? I never seen it.
Yeah, wake me up when that happens, all right?
Right, bro.
Yeah.
I'm talking, and George Lombard was never a top 10 prospect in Major League Baseball. I mean, he was for the Yankees, but in overall, the top 100, he was never in the top 10. So what does that show you? It shows you the prospects is kind of fucking fugazi, right? Because they're looking at ceiling more than what it is. And George Lombard was ready, right, at 22, where Jackson Holliday at 20 years old was not ready. And it kind of probably fucked up his career, just like Torkelson being pulled up early.
Yep. Which, speaking of, one more thing to get you pissed off about the Tigers, because I have the standings out here. Well, they're 61 and 69. Do you want to know what their expected win and loss was, based on if they would have played the games the way they should have?
No, lay it on me.
73 and 57.
It's gross.
Which
And that's
basically
because
shows that they flushed it down the toilet at the end.
I'm sorry. I blame.
Yeah.
I mean, the bad May really fucked us over. But I'm sorry, the bullpen. The bullpen was horrible, and I hate the way AJ Hinch managed the rotation. This whole chaos pitching thing, that's cute when you have a good bullpen, but when you don't have a good bullpen, it's really hard to come up with an excuse why you don't have a legitimate fifth starter. using a
Yeah.
bullpen day, you're basically saying you're throwing that game away like 5 times out of 10. So I don't understand that managing concept. Again, the computer's managing the team.
Yeah. So
And AJ Hinch is a cuck.
Yeah, just thought you'd enjoy that. 61 and
It makes me so
69
mad.
and yeah.
Yeah. So, moral of the story is, for the Yankees anyways, and kind of leading in the overall bigger I didn't know this would be kind of more of an analytical that we're talking about, but yeah, I mean, I love the way the Yankees are rolling. They also spent money. They spent on Cody Bellinger, right? They decided to spend on Jazz Chisholm. They've spent in the past on Max Fried with the three-headed monster of good prospects that the Yankees get with Schlittler, Jones, and Lombard Jr. I think that it's looking up for them, and I think they're doing it the right way. The infusion of cash, the capital from this investor arm, I think it's going to help them. Obviously, right now they're winning, so I think the Yankees are in a really good position to do something.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Tampa Bay, watch out. Bronx Bombers are coming.
Bronx Bombers are coming.
Yeah, they're going to come all over their face. Anyway.
All over their face. So we're in the Dogs Days summer of now. Usually this time of year, we do another round of legit or bullshit.
Yeah.
We make a statement to the other host, and the host figures if it's a legit or bullshit statement, if there's any truth behind it, basically, or not. So this is the Dog Days summer edition. So Steve, I'm going to give you a statement, and you let me know if you think it's legit or if it's a bullshit. The Mets will clean house after this season. Legit or bullshit?
Man, let's see. Currently, the Mets are sitting in the toilet at 13 games under 500. Wow, 12 games out of the wild card. This team's fucking just had a shitty ass season. I mean, it'd be kind of hard to completely clean house, because you're stuck on that Soto contract. There's no getting out of that. I'm going to say bullshit. It won't be a clean house. It might be like a spot clean, like trying to remove some of the pieces. But some of those contracts are just horrendous. The Lindor contract, Soto, they moved a lot of their other pieces that they were going to move the bullpen pieces. So I'm going to call bullshit. I think they're going to retool with an owner like Steve Cohen. I think they're going to retool and still find a way to come back and compete. So I don't think it's going to be a clean house. I think it's just going to be a retooling. So I'm going to call bullshit.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Here's my first one for you. As it currently sits, a team in the American League will make the playoffs with a record under 500. Legit or bullshit? For context, the Cleveland Guardians are currently sitting tied with the Texas Rangers for the last wild card spot with a record of 65 and 66. So, a team under 500 will make the playoffs in the American League. Legit or bullshit?
I'm going to go with bullshit on this just because it's happened only twice in the last 40 years. I mean, the 2020 Houston Astros did it. They finished with 29 and 31. That was in a shortened COVID season, so obviously that makes sense. If they played that season the whole way, that probably wouldn't have happened. So the 2020 Astros, and then you had the 1981 Kansas City Royals, who were 50 and 53. It was another player strike interrupted year, right? So the last full-time season it happened, I don't know. I don't did my research. I didn't see it. I just don't think. I mean, that happens in the NFL from time to time. I think the Major League Baseball is too good to let that happen. And if it does happen, it's going to come out of the West. I don't think it's going to come out of the Central if that were to happen.
Okay.
For you, the Tigers will break bullpen records for most blown saves in a season and highest ERA. I couldn't help myself. And highest ERA in a season by this season's end. Is that legit or bullshit? I mean, they're putting up some real numbers.
Dude, they've blown 28 saves so far this season. They've had I think 19 or 20 leads after the seventh inning that they've blown. I'm going to go legit. This team's a fucking train wreck. I mean, I've never seen a bullpen this bad. And I think that they're not just going to break the records, they're going to shatter the records here. And just because this team fucking blows. All right, we talked about it a lot in the opening. And I don't think it's going to get any better because they're not
I don't
bringing up
either.
any other arms. I mean, like we talked
Nope.
about, they brought up Sears. Sears was their big bring up yesterday for the bullpen day, and he promptly gave up 5 runs. So this team blows, bullpen blows. I think they're going to set the records here. So I'm going legit on that one.
Love it. Love it.
Moving to after season awards here, Shohei Ohtani will win a 4th straight MVP. He's currently got 3 straight. Here he's won 4 of the last 5. Odds have him right up there with PCA for odds on for MVP. Currently, he's pitching more, so his production's down a little bit, but he's still putting up the numbers, over 30 home runs. Shohei Ohtani wins a 4th straight MVP. Legit or bullshit?
Last one to do it was Barry Bonds, I believe. And this is our version of Barry Bonds. I'm gonna say bullshit. I think it's PCA's
Okay.
to lose.
Okay.
I want PCA to hit over 300, and if Shohei Ohtani's there, I would say give it to him. You're right.
Yep.
Ohtani is pitching more, but that means his production's going to go down, which we know. And it depends what kind of pitcher he is. I don't think he's as dominant of a pitcher as he's been in the past, but he's not bad either. But we know he's not going to pitch a lot either. So, Shohei, I think it's PCA's to lose, and plus the Cubs are doing good, and PCA's doing good. So I think it's bullshit that he's going to win it.
Okay. All right.
Steve, one news that we didn't really talk about is Mark Walter, the controlling and majority owner of the Dodgers. The dude, I mean, I've never seen a team get flipped like a house, like the Lakers happened with him. I mean, where he bought the majority from the Buss family and whoever had it before, and then he flipped it over to Josh Kushner and them. Crazy. The fact that he might even go to jail makes this even more weird. So the Dodgers will tailspin if Mark Walter, again, the controlling and majority owner of them, goes to jail. Legit or bullshit?
I'm gonna call bullshit only because I think if he has to go to jail and give up his majority ownership, controlling majority, I think it's going to go to either some of the group that already is partially owning the team might take on more of an ownership, and then they'll bring in maybe another person to float the rest of the tide. But I think whoever they bring in, if it does happen to go to that, is going to continue the Dodger way of draft, develop, and sign the big free agents. Money's not an object, so I'm going to go bullshit just because it's the Dodgers, and there's not just one main person; it's a conglomerate that owns the team. So I think that the ship will just keep sailing along. Just they'll insert another person in his place that has the money. So I'm going bullshit on that.
Well said. I couldn't have said it better myself. I think the value of the team's so high now that you could lose Mark Walter and not only just spread out that capital, see if any of those owners want it more to, a more controlling interest, or bring in a new owner to take up that stake. Especially, I mean, Mark Walter was kind of smart in flipping the Lakers because it paid off a lot of his debts. So the fact that the Dodgers are probably one of the more wealthy franchises in the world right now. Yeah, dude. It's like, come on. It's like selling a Ferrari, like a mint Ferrari. Right now, you know what I mean?
For sure. Next for me, we talked about this guy, the big dumper, a little bit on last week's show. Not a step. Cal Raleigh will reach 90 hits on the season. Currently sitting at 55. Fucking season. That's it. Buck, 49-20. A terrible season for Cal Raleigh. Can he get to 90 hits on the season, Mike? Legit or bullshit?
He's been playing better as of late. He's been playing very good as of late, but as you know, there's a lot more swing and miss in his game. He even had that last year. It's just that he had a particularly good year, which you and I said was probably going to be a flash in the pan. Didn't think it'd be this bad, but for the rebound year, for the second year. But yeah, I have to say, I don't think he's going to get 90 hits, man. I mean, we're coming up on a month left, and this dude's only got, what'd you say, 55, 56?
55 hits, yep.
So long, farewell.
So, yeah, I know.
Feet is saying goodbye.
Oh, my God. Next one up for me is going to part of the Triple Crown category. Yordan Alvarez will win the Triple Crown. Currently, as we sit recording today, he is leading in home runs, RBIs, and batting average. Can he hold on for the last 5 weeks or so of the season? We have not had a Triple Crown winner since Miguel Cabrera in 2012. Mike, legit or bullshit, Yordan Alvarez will win the Triple Crown.
Who cares anymore?
Who even cares anymore?
I'm gonna say no. I think I mean he's gonna take it for RBIs probably, but I don't know. Camaro's right on his heels, and I think he's got the juice. So my thing is gonna go for Caminero.
Okay. I hear you.
The White Sox will win the Central and be ousted in the first round. Legit or bullshit?
Yeah, I think that's legit. They're having a nice, don't get me wrong, a nice little Cinderella season, 6 games over 500, have the lead in the division. I think they can coast on this division and win it. Do I think they're legit to make a run, perhaps get out of this American League? No, I think there's better teams. The Yankees are better. I think the Rays are better. Hell, I even think if someone comes out of the West or even the Central and grabs a wild card spot, they might be better. They've been too kind of inconsistent. So I'm going to go legit on that.
Legit? Okay.
Yep, I'm going legit. Yeah, I think they can win the Central, but I think they will be ousted in the first round. So,
all right.
Next up for me, a team that doesn't seem to they seem to put together great regular season numbers, but pitter out like a limp dick in the playoffs. But my question is the Milwaukee Brewers will win the National League. Is this their year, Mike? Legit or bullshit?
Man, I don't fucking know. I mean, they're a tough one just because I want them to go just because they haven't really been there. I mean, boy, they are a really powerhouse team right now, but they still got to get to the Dodgers and try to beat the Dodgers. But I honestly, I think it's bullshit. I mean, as much as you kind of got to go off the history, and the history shows that they haven't been able to win the big one. And I hope I'm wrong one day, but right until I am, it's bullshit.
My call. I hear you there.
JJ Weatherholt of St. Louis will win Rookie of the Year, even though Sal Stewart has better offensive numbers. Legit or bullshit?
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go bullshit. I'm gonna say that the voters are gonna know who's having the better overall season, and I think that person is Sal Stewart. His average is solid at a 263, but he's got 27 home runs. He's got closing in on 100 RBIs. He's stealing the bases. So even though he's in a smaller market team like Cincinnati, and technically St. Louis is St. Louis, the power always in contention. I'm gonna go with the voters. Voters see through which team they play for, and I'm gonna go with Sal Stewart. I'm calling bullshit.
Yeah.
I think Sal Stewart can he'll win the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, at this point in the season, Sal Stewart, in my opinion, Weatherholt's the flashy. Everybody's like, ooh, and he's the flashy rookie. But I totally agree with you, bro. Sal Stewart, it's hard to pass him up.
I'm going to stick with Rookie of the Year here, and I'm going to ask you, Kevin McGonigal will win American League Rookie of the Year, even though Murakami's numbers are flashier. I mean, Kevin McGonigal's been steady Eddie all season, but Murakami's got the home runs, got the RBIs, his numbers are, offensively, boom, he's a big power hitter, but, whereas Kevin McGonigal has been Mr. Steady, walks are near or more, usually have more walks than strikeouts, but doesn't quite have those power numbers. So Kevin McGonigal will win AL Rookie of the Year, even though Murakami's numbers are flashier.
Legit I'm going to kind of do with you. I'm going to do exactly what you did with bullshit. I think McGonigal, if he wins it, he's definitely deserving. But Murakami, the fact that what he's doing, I mean, it's almost like Rookie of the Year is almost like an MVP award for rookies. I mean, it is. And it's how valuable you are to your team. And I think without Murakami, I just don't think the White Sox would be as good power-wise. And Murakami is throwing. I mean, he's basically like Cal Raleigh was last year with a lot of big offensive numbers. I think even more so. I mean, he's not as much of a liability as Cal Raleigh is at the plate. It was at the plate in terms of average, but yeah, Murakami. He's on a winning team. He's an international sensation. So he has that going for him. And yeah, I think he's a hell of a player. So Murakami is going to be
look at you.
the rookie of the year.
It's a nice card. Is that one of those Japanese cards?
It is.
Oh, nice. That's what's
I
up.
fucking love it. Hell yeah, dude.
That's a good looking card.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
All right, last one of legit or bullshit for the season. This is a big one. Ratings for this year's World Series will be through the roof compared to years past because it might be the last time in a long time we have baseball. Legit or bullshit?
Yeah, I'm gonna go legit, just because of the unknown of, there's a very strong possibility there's gonna be we're gonna miss some time, if not all of next year, for a lockout. And obviously, you got the Dodgers going for 3 straight. So if the Dodgers get in, they're gonna be a ratings bonanza anyway. But I think regardless who gets in, people are gonna want to cherish their last bit of baseball because they might not see it for quite some time. So I'm going to go legit on that. I think it's going to be a ratings bonanza here for this fall classic coming up.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. Yep. Well, that's a fucking show.
Good show, man. Good show.
Good show. Good show. Meantime, guys, finally happened. I shit my pants. No, after weeks of fucking beating my head against the wall, I finally figured out streaming.
Shit my pants.
I did a bunch of test trials. Long Gone's got their own Twitch channel now. I mean,
okay, look at us. We got a Twitch channel? All right.
We got a Twitch channel finally. We're on there. So I'm not sure what day it is going to be this week. I'm hoping for like Thursday, but as soon as they get a better schedule in terms of I'm going to be doing this every Thursday or Friday or what have you. I'm going to start just with one. I'm not going to overdo it with gaming. So if you want to see how a real franchise can get run, an MLB The Show.
Wow. Okay.
I'm going to start with the Tigers, build them up, and then kind of just start from there. I'm going to do like a stream. So we're looking at maybe an hour worth of streaming, see how it goes. And I think my name is Mikey Doe 83. Might change it for more of a long gone name.
What up, Doe?
If Steve ever wants to stream, but yeah. What up, Doe? Actually, that's how you really say my last name. Bro's been saying Doe. That's just the American version. You actually say my name Doe, Michael Doe.
Michael Doe. All right. Well, there we go. See, we're learning. You know what we're also learning here? Hooper had Babe Ruth as his teammate for 3 of his 4 World Series championships. I'm just saying. All right.
Steve's still thinking about it. Yeah.
Anyway.
But all I remember from Harry Hooper, it was in Ken Burns' doc. He mentions Harry Hooper a couple times.
Oh, well, there we go. All right.
That was about it. But guys,
enjoy your
thanks
Hall
so
of
much
Fame
for listening.
anyway.
Enjoy your Hall of Fame, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. God.
Be a bud, tell a bud. Subscribe to our channel, Long Gone Podcast, or Long Gone Podcast, on YouTube as well. Saw the numbers, everything looks great.
Yep.
But guys, thanks so much for listening. Me and Steve very much appreciate it. We are winding down to the end of the season. It's gonna be an interesting off season, obviously.
Baseball.
We're gonna be talking a lot of baseball history. A lot of baseball history.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of countdowns here. A lot of countdowns.
A lot of countdowns. A lot of games.
Yep.
But in the meantime, guys, have a great week, and me and Steve will catch you guys all next week.
Deuces.